It's week 2 of the NFL, and we'll see Tom Brady. He had a solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Bucs and the Saints, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the venerable Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Well, for a little bit, we thought his story had concluded, but not to be. Here's Tom Brady in his 23rd NFL season, leading the Bucs offense out once again.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
On play action, it's Brady. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. If they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early 2nd and long they're facing. The LSU man, Leonard Fournette, born right here in New Orleans. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
On 1st down, Brady. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Up the gut, Fournette. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd and 2, Brady. He completes it to Evans. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 22-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Well, whatever script they put together for this offensive drive, Charles, seems to be working. I'm curious to see if this defense will make any adjustments here.
Things certainly going according to plan, aren't they? I mean, the way they're advancing the football, it's like they're on the practice field having one of their better days. But instead, it's game day, and they're moving the ball downfield with purpose.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw taken in by Evans here. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. They get the guard out of Georgia Tech, Shaq Mason. That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, first and goal. To throw, it's Brady. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. A good hands there defensively. That's second down. Second down and goal. Brady. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Brady now on third and goal. They'll swing this out to Fournette. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
No, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
So Brady departs, and on it's Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Succop's kick is good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he returns this to the 22. Now here come the Saints, about to begin their first possession, and the man in charge of this offense, his 8th season now in the NFL, former #1 pick, Jameis Winston.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game, definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season, so he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Winston and the Saints now with a first and 10 at their own 22. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 12 carries, 67 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
They find some open field here, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
So after the run by Kamara, now another first and 10. Jameis to throw it. And he'll just get rid of it. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Now Winston. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a third and 10. Winston. Flush to his right, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on fourth down. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
First catch so far for Julio. He's got a first down.
Julio Jones' year in Tennessee never really got going as he continued to battle injuries that followed him over from Atlanta. He believes he still has a couple of big seasons left in his career, and one more of those could see him climb into the top 10 or even the top 5 all-time in receiving yards.
And Brady's throw there, incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He got up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Kentavious Street able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Fourth down, so Jake Camarda is out there. Back deep, a Louisiana native, Jarvis Landry. He was only asked to punt once in a victory last week as he sends this one away. And taken right at the 35. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They begin on the ground with Kamara.
Holding offense.
That one on the guard, Cesar Ruiz. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. On 2nd and 15 now. Winston looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Winston. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and the Buccaneers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Brady. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Brady's throw on target to Godwin here. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Well, the Bucs and Saints expected to possibly be the two to slug it out for the NFC South title in 2022. The Saints have had the Bucs number pretty much since the arrival of Tom Brady, at least in the regular season. They're 4-0 against Tampa Bay the last two seasons in the regular season. But remember, when Tampa won the Super Bowl, they did defeat New Orleans en route to that title. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. On 2nd and 7, Brady. And Rudolph has it left side. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Brady going to throw. Caught on a slant. Touchdown. Julio Jones. His first touchdown of the new season as his guys are able to extend their lead. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it culminates in a Julio Jones touchdown. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night, a treat, a Monday night doubleheader. Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern. And then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. The big Vita Vea pushing his way through to wind up with a sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, The body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
A first down there on a pickup of 25. He's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Fournette, a first down carry. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 11 now. Brady. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And this is caught by Evans. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Brady. Over the middle here to Rudolph. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. A carry here from the big tight end. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Stop short of the goal line. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Fournette. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Suck up for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
3rd down and 6 yards.
On 3rd down, Winston. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka showcasing the pass rush.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Blake Gillikin on a punt here as he'll send this one away. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Here's Blake Gillikin now.
For the Saints.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Brady. Caught by Jones. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 35.
Now Brady. And Brate, the tight end's got it.
Brady's pass complete to Brady. 3-yard pickup.
Brady.
3rd down.
This is caught by Evans.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Brady now to throw. There's Evans again, complete.
And the Bucs are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Brady to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Moves to 2nd and goal.
To throw is Brady. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Russell Gage from 4 yards out.
And the Bucs are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point try now for Suckup. And the lead is now 24. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. 1st down, Winston. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. It's hauled in by Hardy. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Winston.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Logan Ryan. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Suckup for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Saints, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Now a first down carry, it's Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, second down. Kamara gets it again on second down. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Jameis to throw it. Flushed out right, and he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Mike Evans of the Tampa offense about to set up shop.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On 2nd and 7, Brady. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Throwing is Brady on third down. He completes it to Evans. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Brady. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
A 7-yard gain.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. He'll start with a give to Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line.
From the 17, Winston, complete over the middle to Hardy. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A 1st down throw for Winston. And this is incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10 once again from the 28.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now Winston. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. Throw left side complete. That's Hardy. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Jameis now on 1st down. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Play fake. Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Gain of 4 brings up 3rd and
Jameis again. Open man is Michael Thomas. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 27-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll go draw here. Winston hands to Kamara. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. On 3rd down, Winston. Over the middle, complete. That's Thomas. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
To the air again with Winston.
This is caught. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play. And what to do now on 4th and goal? This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? True. You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
They run. It's Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
Alvin Kamara, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. A time to get another look at this Buccaneer offense. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too. Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Brady going to throw. And that is incomplete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10
at their own 18. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Winston. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. On 2nd and 10. Winston. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Here's Winston. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And this is caught. He hits Landry.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on 4th down. To throw is Winston.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again, it's Winston.
There's Chris Olave. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Jameis to throw it. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Winston on 4th down. He gets it to Thomas.
And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Now Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Here's Winston. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point. But being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10
at their own 46.
And he'll begin with a give to Fournette to start the drive.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Again, it's Fournette. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A shotgun give to Fournette. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire 2nd half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the 2nd half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for Tampa Bay, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers.